If your current goal is to get to Grand Champion in Rocket League, then this is the video for you. Stick around and you'll come out of it with everything you need to know to get that next rank. Just quickly, I wanted to say thanks for 10,000 subscribers. It's so rewarding to see thousands of people enjoying the content, and to celebrate, I'm giving away a Titanium White Octane, Titanium White Interstellar, and Dissolver. There will be a link in the description to enter if you're interested. We'll get started with the mechanics that you should be working on. The kickoff is a crucial part of every Rocket League game. At this rank, missing or losing a kickoff can immediately put your team at a disadvantage. To get the competitive edge over your opponents, I recommend learning and practicing the speed flip kickoff, as it is the fastest way to get to the ball and is difficult to counter. I already have an entire video on this if you want to learn the speed flip. Check it out via the link in the description. At Champion, you should really focus on your aerial prowess. This involves trying to use air roll on most hits that you go for to gain power and accuracy, meaning you should be trying to make contact with the ball via one of the corners of your car. Additionally, practicing advanced shots such as redirects and double touches wouldn't hurt. Both of these usually require speed and good positioning in order to counter, and are also two mechanics that you should be able to make relatively consistent with a bit of practice. Here are some training pack codes to practice them. Recoveries are extremely important in order to reduce the amount of time that you are out of the play and increase your speed around the field. This includes ensuring that you use flip cancels where appropriate, have consistent wave dashes and half flips, utilize power slide and air roll to land and maintain momentum, and trying to refrain from sitting still on the field. Once again, I have an entire in-depth video dedicated to mastering recoveries in Rocket League, which I would highly recommend all of you watching after this video is done. There will be a link in the description. Another area to focus on is your car control, and making sure that you're comfortable and confident with it on all surfaces and in all directions, including backwards. You want to be confident on the ground, wall and ceiling, and of course in the air as well. Make sure that you can drive around any of these surfaces with your car moving in the direction and with the speed that you intend. Free play is great for this. Drive around the field, up the wall, and make sure that each turn matches your intention. You can also utilize the workshop, specifically the rings maps, for your aerial control. If you want to improve your ceiling shots, I recommend the training pack code on the screen now. Next, let's take a look at how you should be positioning yourself around the field. You'll often hear people saying that a player is really fast, or you may even come across an opponent who just seems to reach the ball faster than you. The main reason for this is effective rotation and positioning relative to the play. Make sure you're rotating back post, which means as you are coming back towards your net, do so in a manner that situates you at the post furthest from the ball. Try to make sure that your teammates can easily predict and understand what you're doing, especially if you're not in voice comms with them. That means don't cut rotations unless it's absolutely vital, and even go further out of your way than perhaps necessary just to make it clear what you're doing. Use your camera swivel and reverse cam to check on the positions of your teammates and opponents. This can help to reduce the number of double or triple commits where multiple players from the same team go for the ball simultaneously, as you become more aware of where they are and which hits they're likely to go for. Avoid overcommitting, which is where you challenge the ball before anyone on your team has the opportunity to rotate behind you. Instead, try to delay time with shadow defense to let your teammates rotate back and cover the net in case you miss or lose the 50-50. Unless you are almost certain that you will beat an opponent to the ball, do not go for it if missing will result in you conceding. Sometimes your team will get stuck in the very unpleasant situation of getting shots hammered at your net over and over again while you struggle to find the time to pick up even one small boost pad, eventually resulting in your team conceding. This occurs when the other team is able to maintain high pressure by managing their boost efficiently and not giving your team the space to escape the cycle. In order to achieve this yourself, make sure you're constantly driving along the boost routes, picking up small pads so that you don't have to take yourself out of the play by driving all the way back to your corner, which, by the way, you want to avoid as much as possible. Remember to do this even when you're on the offensive, not just while rotating out. I think a lot of players have in their mind to focus on boost collection when they're coming back towards their net, but not as much when they're moving up the field. It's just as important to focus on boost while in offense as in defense. At Champion, you'll need to use the backboard regularly and be able to make strong clears from it. Be sure to utilize this training pack if you feel like your backboard ability could use some improvement, and focus especially on minimizing the number of times you hit the ball across your own net. I see all too often players going for a clear towards the other side of the field, resulting in this happening. Additionally, you'll need to be able to predict hits above your own goal. You may not always have the time or be in the position to drive up the backboard, but you still need to block a shot or beat the opponent to the ball, in which case being able to read bounces above you is essential. Here's another training pack code for this very purpose. A huge part of Rocket League is your mindset. I know that you all get terrible teammates. We all get them, every day. But luckily for you, you're not them, which means you can control how you play and how much you improve. In my view, the main idea of this individual focused approach is that you just need to play your best, work on your skills and mechanics, and at some point you'll get so good individually that you can just hard carry yourself out of champ. I know it's easy to rage and get frustrated. I've had my fair share in the past, but it never helped me. What did was paying attention to my own shots, my consistency, and never letting a bad game ruin my spirit. Try to adapt to the other players in your game, especially when solo queuing. Play to their weaknesses. If the opponents are super aggressive, destroy them on the counter attack. If your teammate is passive, try and make up for that by ball chasing a bit more than usual. Your teammates will make mistakes, but put yourself in a position to compensate. You constantly need to think about the smartest way to play. Try not to panic unnecessarily. An example that comes to mind is rushing to make a lousy save even if the ball isn't going in, or clearing the ball down the field when you have space to go for a dribble. Try and get useful demos, implement mind games and fakes, and use the space given to you. If your teammate is in a better position to get the next touch, let them. You're here to win and rank up, so do what you can to make that happen. Try to stay positive. Don't forfeit or give up after one goal is scored. There's been games where I'm down 5 goals with 1 minute left and the opponents let their guard down, we win a few kickoffs and end up winning. Even if you let in goals early, you can always turn the game around. Stay positive and play to win. In order to make progress at champion, you need to be consistent. Heading straight into competitive each day isn't necessarily the best way to increase your rank, so make sure you spend some time before you start grinding to warm up. Do some custom training packs such as the one on the screen now, work on a few skills in free play, or tackle some workshop maps. If you feel like you're super inconsistent, spend more time on your warm-up each day. It helped me out a ton. Whenever you have possession of the ball, go for plays that have a high success rate. I guarantee that you can get to Grand Champion without ever hitting a flip reset in-game. I pretty much did. Consistent shots with power and good placement are easier to replicate and more effective than Coxier pinches or breezy flicks. Your focus is to improve and rank up, so spend time perfecting the basics and less time trying to learn insanely hard mechanics. If you want to improve your mechanics, make sure to practice them offline first, and until you're hitting the shot at least 80 or 90% of the time, avoid going for them in ranked matches. Continue to play as much 1v1 as possible. Even if it's not your favorite mode, it will help you a ton as you can focus entirely on your own game and not have to worry about teammates. It helps to build creativity on both offensive and defensive plays. So as much as possible, play 1v1 and use it to learn. A shout out and thanks to Coach Curtis, who has dedicated time to help me with this set of videos. If you are interested in individual or team coaching, you can reach him on his Discord. There will be a link below. I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to take a look at my Mastering Recoveries guide as it has tons of advice to help you improve further, or check out this video that YouTube thinks you'll love.